Hi, it's me, AJ. Today, this video is kind of hard to make. Today it was good, but it kind of ended up sucking a little bit. I mean, it was great at first, but then it wasn't so great. So basically, today's Friday. It's last day of school for weekend. Obviously, it's exciting, love that. And I was so excited today because we have field day today, so we basically just don't do anything for any of our classes. And first part of it, I get to school, me and my boyfriend are hanging out, and then my boyfriend's best friend, he sucks and I hate him, but other than that, boyfriend, if you're seeing this, Max sucks. Anyways, the first part of the day was pretty cool. Our homeroom teacher, we were supposed to stay in homerooms today. Our homeroom teacher had to do 4 hours of testing, MAPS testing, retakes. So we got put in different classes in different homerooms. And at first, me and my boyfriend and my boyfriend's best friend were separated. But me and my boyfriend ended up getting put in the same room, which was a lot of fun. I went to the art room for a little bit to just exist. Then we went back to the homerooms we were supposed to be in. And there, me and my boyfriend did some things that I can't disclose here. But yeah, it was great, and I love him very much. I'm sorry, my boyfriend might get mentioned a lot, but he's great, and I love him a lot. He's actually he's helped me through so much more than he knows. I love him a lot. I wish he knew how great he is and how big of an impact he's made in my life. But anyways, continuing with it, we went to lunch, and obviously school lunch. I got school lunch. Yeah, somebody needs to read into that stuff. It seems a little contaminated, not gonna lie. But we ended up sitting, me and a few other friends ended up sitting at our usual spot, the lunch table, plus my boyfriend and his best friend, obviously. And they started talking about self-harm and stuff. And at first it was really funny and all, but then they started acting like they were doing it, and it really pissed me off. Just because I've struggled with that all of my life, ever since I was 8 years old, and it's hard to get past that, you know? So my boyfriend kept doing it, and then my other friend kept doing it, and acting like it with a piece of styrofoam from their lunch tray, which, whatever, they can do whatever they want, but, obviously I don't want my boyfriend to hurt himself, so I kept taking his styrofoam away, and then his best friend kept grabbing it back and helping him do it again, which kind of annoyed me, but I didn't really care all that much. At some point, it just became a lot, and so I got up, got really upset because he tried to use a freaking milk carton, which, anyways, I got up, went to the bathroom, and just stayed in there for 5, maybe 10 minutes. Just needed to cool down. I thought I was fine, and I came back out, and I went to the lunch table. And sorry, I'm not very good at making eye contact with this camera. And I ended up, so my friend had made this like sport thing, and he was waving it around, and at some point I just grabbed that shit and started trying to, you know what I mean. My boyfriend stopped me before I could do anything, and then I just felt really, really dissociated for like 30 minutes after lunch, and then right before we went outside for the field day stuff, because we got called back into our homerooms, I ended up going to the counselor and existing there for a while. Oh, he actually just texted me. My boyfriend, not the counselor. I'll check it later. It's my brother. Keeps texting me. I keep getting texts from him. Anyways, but after that I went to the counselor and just kind of resolved it, made sure I was okay. Then I went outside. And we had a Kona Ice truck, and I had money, and I bought Kona Ice with my boyfriend, and I explained to him what was going on, because I don't think he really understood. Well, I just didn't exactly explain it. I was just like, yeah, I'm fine now. Which I feel really bad for acting like that in front of him, and I feel like an absolutely horrible person. Like, I already know that I'm a bad person. I already know that. I know I'm a bad person, but I try not to be around my boyfriend because I don't want him to see that horrible side of me. And he's seen the things I'm addicted to. He's seen me do horrible things before, but when it gets to like mental health stuff, I've been to 8 mental hospitals. I've done everything. I've been clean from self-harming for a long time now. I haven't really kept track. I'm just trying to stay clean. I hate that he had to see me like that. I hate that I tried to fight him for freaking sport. Like, I hate myself for that. And he's done so much for me. I feel like he doesn't deserve me. I don't deserve such a wonderful person, and he really needs to find somebody better. But for some reason, he's still sticking around. He gave me his hoodie. Well, more so, I stole it. I stole his other one and ended up giving it back to him, but I really like him. Anyways, boyfriend-filled video, I don't know. So, field day comes around, and we end up going around, existing out there. I was walking around saying hi to like my 7th grade friends, and I ended up we were walking in the back part of the field, so there weren't any teachers back there, and I saw these 2 girls. I've heard a lot about them. They're known Therians, which I'm like, whatever, be what you want to be, do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, right? But there was like a huge group of people, like maybe 20 other 6th and 7th graders surrounding them, barking at them, telling them to chase people and all that, and kept telling them to bark. And at first I stood there to just understand the situation, to know what's going on, and then they obviously barked whenever they were told to bark because they didn't know what else to do. It was scary to see, but the thing is that I've been in that exact position, and it sucks so bad. Like, I have to unplug my phone. If you've never been bullied, it feels like the world is tumbling upon you. You really don't know what to do. I remember just standing there with my Kona ice and at some point I stepped in. I told her I really liked her mask. She had a little Therian mask on, and I thought it looked really cool. And I hated that they had to go through that, and the worst part about it all was that they said that they're used to it. It happens almost every day, and I can't stand that. I was bullied all of my 6th grade year, and it breaks my heart because I tried to die. I tried to myself, and I don't ever want anyone else to go through that. And so I stepped in. Obviously, I'm trying to get these kids away. I'm trying to get the two 6th grade Therian girls to come with me, and I basically just stayed with them. They showed me some FNAF songs they really liked. And they're sweet kids. I've heard so many rumors about them. They're sweet kids. They're great. I hate that people are like that. And the worst part about it all was one of the girls, the girl with the mask, she saw her grandma's car pull up and she freaked out because she wasn't allowed to have a Therian mask, and she stuffed it in her backpack and she was scared. I don't want any kid to ever feel scared. And I feel like it's horrible. And then afterwards, after I got them away from that group, kids still kept coming up to them to say things to them. The worst part about it was obviously popular girls would come up to them and be like, oh, can you chase someone down for me? When they're obviously trying to bully them, but they didn't, I saw it with my own eyes, they didn't understand that was bullying. They thought, oh, what do you want? Why? You know, they would ask why. They were asking questions like, oh, why do you want to chase someone down? But really all the popular girls want is something funny to happen, and it's not funny at all. It's hurtful, genuinely. In 6th grade, I got jumped by a whole bunch of 8th graders for wearing a tail to school. No, I'm not a Therian or a furry or anything like that. I just kind of existed. At the time, I was questioning if I was a Therian. I'm not. But I feel like we should let kids express themselves, let anyone express themselves however they want to, and if you're gonna try to tell someone not to, you should die. If you're gonna, if you don't want to change, fine, but just leave people alone. Is it that hard? Is that hard for people to just leave them alone? These kids were some of the sweetest kids I've talked to ever. Yeah, one of them had a very low sense of like personal space, which I understand can be annoying for some people, but I pointed it out to them. They were like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and they stopped. If you can't handle, well, I understand not being able to handle like people being in your personal space, but try to point it out to them. Like, and it's that easy, and they stop. Whoa, guys, what invention did we just have? I wish people were just nice. I wish they could just be good people. Also, I fixed my storage issue, if you couldn't tell. But I've been really depressed now because it just brings back a whole bunch of memories. Like, leave people alone. Everyone's their own person, no matter what you do. So just leave them alone and let them be themselves. I don't care if you think they're weird. I don't care if you think they're ugly. I don't care if you think anything of them. Leave them alone. Unless you have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. I know that's such a corny saying, and I know that so many people are gonna be like, oh, that's so weird, why would you say that? Like, but they don't understand how absolutely horrible it is to see that. These girls were standing there getting barked at and yelled at, and people coming up in their faces trying to take their stuff, trying to take their mask and rip it up. Like, these girls were scared, like genuinely afraid of these people. Scared to what should they do? I can't do it with people. I wish people just understood basic human respect. I live in like a very southern school. I live in Georgia. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. Genuinely in the middle of nowhere. But people at this school are absolutely horrible. When I first got here, I was getting bullied bad. I mean, it didn't matter all that much to me. But, well, actually, I cried a lot after school. Could barely enjoy myself at all. At some point, I got a good group of friends. I mean, things are better now, but I transferred really late in the year, and I can't. People are so heartless. But bullying will never stop, but can we at least try to make it less? That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, I did my nails a while ago. That's why they're so chipped. Basically, yeah, life sucks. People suck. Leave people alone. I hate you all.